name's Chad. I'm gonna be reading this book. It's called MC Higgins the Great by Virginia Hamilton. I basically chose this book so that I can get a dialect on my sisters. They're from 14 to 9, and my middle sister's 11. They're back there. They're not in the camera, but they're right there. Yeah, so I'm gonna start from page number 1, or chapter 1, page number 1, just so that you guys can get a feel of the book. I actually like this part, so all right, here we go. Mayo Cornelius Higgins raised his arms high to the sky and spread them wide. He glanced fugitively around. It was all right. There was no one to see his greetings to the coming sunrise. But the motion of his arms caused a flutter of lettuce sleeves he had bound to his wrists with rubber bands. Like bracelets of green feathers, the leaves commenced to wave. MC, as he was called, felt warm, moist air surround him. Humidity trapped in his heels clung to the mountainside as the night passed on. In seconds, his skin grew clammy, but he paid no attention to the oppressive heat with its odors of summer growth and decay. For he was starting out over a grand sweep of hills whose rolling out lines grew clearer by the minute. As he stood on the gallery of his home, the outcropping on which he lived on the mountainside seemed to fade out from under him. I'm standing in midair, he thought. He saw dim light touch clouds clustered behind the eastern hills. Bounce the sun beside me if I want. All the other of his family were still asleep in the house. To be by himself in the perfect quiet was a reason enough for him to wake up early. Alone for half an hour, he could believe he had been chosen to remain forever suspended facing the hills. He could pretend there was nothing terrible behind him above his head. Arms outstretched, picture frame pine upright supporting the gallery roof, he was MC Higgins higher than everything. MC smiled. Going to be my best day, he told himself. He let his arms fall and snipped a bracelet of cold, fresh vegetable. He bit gently into the lettuce stem, pulling at it until he had an entire leaf to chew. While it really be mine, this mountain. Daddy says it will one day. He loved the mountain, its long, lingering dawns, but he frowned, squinting off at the hills with night still huddled in their folds. Now won't it ever be mine. He shivered as with sudden chill and stepped off the gallery. Pay no mind to what Daddy says. We have to leave it, he said softly, and that's a shame. MC walked quietly to the edge of the outcropping, where tangled undergrowth made deep shadows. He avoided looking at the side yard with brutal ground covered with car junk and his prize like no other. See it later, he told himself, thinking of the prize. See it when the sun is making it shine. All right, so that's basically where the paragraph ends, and I'm going to end it there, but I guess you guys can get a feeling from that. I see my sisters like they're back there smiling. But